On this edition of LHSAA Beyond the Game, track and field champs are crowned, and we'll highlight a very busy track and field standout. New champs in softball, including a team motivated by failures in last year's final, and another team winning the school's first state title since relocating due to Hurricane Katrina. And some of the young guns of LHSAA tennis continue to dominate. It's all up next on LHSAA Beyond the Game. Hello and welcome to LHSAA Beyond the Game. I'm your host, Kim Holden. LSU was the site of the LHSAA Track and Field Championships. 7 classes and lots of outstanding performances, some ranking among the best high school marks in the nation. It was 3 days of high quantity participation and high quality performance.
The weather was great for the third and final day of competition at Bernie Moore Stadium. And it was even better for the girls from West Feliciana. Primicia Coates took the 100 meters. West Feliciana took all 3 relays and the team title in 3A by 33 points over Abbeville.
Champion Primicia Coates of West Feliciana.
In girls 5A, Marquita Briscoe won the 100 and 200 as Baton Rouge High was the dominant team, scoring 84 points for another outdoor title to match their indoor crown they won in December. And girls 4A, Northside won the team title, but 2 athletes distinguished themselves. This is Kamaria Brown of McKinley winning the 100. She would also go on to win the 200 and 400. Kamaria is headed to Texas A&M. And the University of Arkansas should be happy to get Caitlin Flatman of Benton, a distance triple, winning the 800, 1600, and 3200 meter runs. She finishes her high school career with an amazing 13 individual state crowns.
Well, I've been at it since my 6th grade year, but also I got to give the credit to God because sometimes He makes me pull things out of myself that I never thought I had.
And the girls 3A pole vault 1 week after setting the national high school record with a vault of 14 feet, 2 3/4 inches. Morgan Lala of Catholic New Iberia won with ease and tried unsuccessfully to break her own national mark. It's been quite a season for the University of Georgia-bound athlete who has had to vault over some medical issues.
I have actually the Epstein-Barr virus, which I like to call mono on steroids. It's pretty much out of my system. I'm on my last set of medicine, and I mean, with prom last night, it was a really good ending for my high school state.
In the boys' 5A high hurdles, it was a 3-way race. Cormier of Brother Martin in the far lane, Ward of Catholic in Baton Rouge in the center, Harris of Jesuit in the near lane. It was Morgan Cormier of Brother Martin edging Jarvis Harris at the tape in 14:29. In the boys' 4A 100 meters, Jeremy Hicks of Edna Carr had the best qualifying time, but Derek Raymond of East Jefferson is your state champ, motoring in a time of 10.52. The fastest century time of the day was turned in by DeAndre Jacobs of East Ascension. 10.30 for the man who also won the 200, but Catholic wins the 5A team title again. The boys' 3A crown goes to Holy Cross of New Orleans, thanks to double victories in the 1600 and 3200 by Brent Kitteau, and a first-place finish in the 800 by Chris Hall with a time of 2:01.75.
For many track athletes, competition is short and sweet. Some may participate in 1 or 2 events and their day is done. But for one state champ, every track meet is a physically draining all-day affair. For Andre Dorsey of Chalmette High School, the state meet consisted of 4 field events covering 9 hours of competition. And as Roe Brown tells us, Andre performed, as he has all season, admirably.
4 years ago, Andre Dorsey moved to Chalmette with his family from Champaign, Illinois. It was about that time that he experienced a good old-fashioned growth spurt.
Well, going into my sophomore year, I was around 5'5", 5'6", maybe like 120, and now I'm 6'1", 185.
And a 4-event field athlete, entering the state meet with personal best of 22 10 1/4 in the long jump, 48 3 1/2 in the triple jump, 181 feet in the javelin, and a state's best 6'10" in the high jump. He played on the Owl football team, but Andre Dorsey is a field athlete. He says it comes naturally, despite the uncertainty of the events.
Some track meets you feel amazing but just have a bad jumping day. In other track meets you feel horrible and have an amazing jumping day. So it's the probability of you actually have a good day every week is not that high.
Fortunately for Andre, he had a good jumping day when the state meet rolled around. He came up with another personal best of 6'11" in winning the 5A high jump. The goal is obvious, 7 feet. He made the attempt at state but fell just a bit short. He didn't take his ability seriously until last year's regionals.
I PR'd in 3 of my events, PR'd in triple, javelin, and high jump, which is actually when I cleared over 6 foot the second time, and actually went on to state in those 3 events. Kind of thought to myself, maybe I can go to college for this.
And he will, a full scholarship to Kennesaw State in Georgia. He is coached by Chalmette grad Dave Kuntz, who believes the turning point came when Andre cleared 6'10" at this year's district meet.
You know, once you start getting above, 6'6", I mean, he's been pretty much consistent 6'8" through the course of the season. Indoors, he went 6'8", finished second in state. But then it just all came together at the district meet. He went 6'10". He probably could have did it at regionals as well, but the fatigue factor started doing all those events in a short amount of time.
Participating in multiple events can be exhausting and rewarding.
Tracks helped me be a better person, and definitely more humble. Not as shy as I used to be, more friendly and outgoing, and made a lot more friends doing track all over the place.
Andre Dorsey blossoms on the field and in the classroom. He has a 3.5 grade point average and scored a 25 on the ACT.
Great student, great athlete, great student athlete. He's all his teachers have nothing but good things to say about him. He's a very polite young man. Just a great all-around kid.
In addition to his first place finish in the high jump, Andre Dorsey was second in the triple jump, 5th in the long jump, and 9th in the javelin. Here's a look at the rest of the team results. In girls 2A, it was Donaldsonville on top. Ouachita Christian took the title in girls single A, with Hamilton Christian coming in second. They're happy in Northeast Louisiana as the girls from Epes, Louisiana took Class C, despite 3 individual first-place finishes by Gabrielle Jennings of First Baptist in Slidell. And in Class B, girls, the winner was Simsboro with Fairview second. On the boys' side, John Curtis was without its outstanding pole vaulter, Dalton Duvio, but was still strong enough to win 2A again. In 1A, Hamilton Christian edged out Ouachita Christian by 1 point to grab the state championship. The Saline boys won Class C with First Baptist coming in second, and in boys' Class B competition, Weston was the winner, followed by Rapides. Stick with us. After the break, we'll hit the tennis courts, where once again youth is served and Jesuit continues to dominate. Welcome back. This year's state tennis competition was held in one city. New Orleans was the host site as competition was spread over 2 locations in the Crescent City, UNO and the brand new Pepsi City Park facility. We start with a repeat winner in Division 5.
In Division 5 on the girls' side, junior Elaine Simon of St. Frederick's of Monroe bested Catherine Worley of Country Day for the singles title 6-2, 6-2. For the junior, it was her second consecutive state singles title.
It's just all about closing out the match. It's just practice because, when you get to the finals, you get kind of nervous and all these spectators watching you, but all you have to do is just focus and push through and just be confident in your game.
Simon's victory helped St. Fred's to the state championship, with Country Day coming in second. Division 5 boys, Country Day could boast of an all-Cajun doubles final, and it helped them win the team title. Cook Carpenter and Christian Wolf beat out Blake Brinson and Emery LaFay 1-3. In Division III girls, it was an old familiar face, but still a young one. Freshman Caroline Brinson made it 3 singles crowns in a row with a win over teammate Nicole Reed, 6-love, 6-2.
I've changed coaches since last year, as well as training fitness-wise, and so I'm doing a lot more off the court as well as on the court, and that's definitely helped me in my game.
For Caroline and her Sacred Heart teammates, the winning streak continues. It was state title number 3 in a row for Sacred Heart. Division III boys, Loyola of Shreveport, took the top spot among teams, and the singles champ is Darren Teveno of Bunkie, winning over Danielle Populous of Parkview in 3 sets. In girls Division I, the Mount Carmel doubles team of Megan DeBarancelli and Gabrielle Rowe upset Mandeville's duo of Rachel Howie and Jasmine Simon. However, Mandeville won the team title as Catherine Reagan took the singles final over Dominicans Haley Tucker 6-1, 6-1. And in Division I boys, it was another dominating performance by a program accustomed to winning and winning and winning. Jesuit High tennis coach Jerry Hernandez has been in the coaching profession nearly 40 years. However, most of that time was spent directing basketball teams. For the second straight year under his direction, the Jesuit Blue Jay tennis team is the runaway winner of the Division I state tennis title.
You know, it's not so much any knowledge that I have of tennis, it's the knowledge I have of being around kids for 39 years and knowing, you know, what they can do and what they can't do in certain different spots, and how they need to just keep their poise. And you know, it's fun.
The Blue Jays doubled the point total of their nearest competition, North Shore High. It's 4 in a row, and 17 out of the last 18 years, the Jays are on top. In fact, the doubles team of Dylan Kennedy and Thomas Crumley, seeded 3rd, took an all-Jesuit doubles final over their top-seeded teammates, 6-2, 6-3.
The majority of them play a lot of USTA tournaments, and this is one of the reasons why we continue to be pretty good year after year. Our kids are dedicated, our parents are dedicated. There's a heck of a lot of sacrifice that goes into this.
It also helps to have a player ranked 11th in the South by the United States Tennis Association. Sophomore Hobie Hotard picked up his 2nd straight singles crown with a straight sets victory over James Lee of North Shore. Hotard finished the season with a perfect 14-0 record.
I play hard. I'm competitive. I like to, you know, good ground strokes and good volleys, and I like to play off my serve. So.
Hobie lost only 5 games in 4 matches at the state tournament, a sign that he possesses what his coaches refer to as athletic maturity.
I play everyone like it's the #1 player in the world. Like if I was going to play Roger Federer, I play every opponent like that. My coach, John Bryan, from when I was really little, he always told me to play everyone like he was the best player I'd ever played before, and it's really helped like my competitiveness and everything. And it's just something I always do. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just the way I play.
Thanks, Ro. In boys Division II, Vanderbilt was the winner, with Nicholas Calitri of Vandy winning the singles crown. It was a Vanderbilt Catholic sweep in Division II as the girls won the team title, but the singles crown goes to Mary Myers of Caddo Magnet. University of Baton Rouge is the winner in boys Division IV. Coleman Wohlberg was the singles champ. And in Division IV girls, it was University coming in first thanks to a singles victory by Caroline Hudson. When we return after the break, action from the Fast Pitch 56, also known as the LHSAA State Softball Championships. You're watching LHSAA Beyond the Game. Welcome back. In Sulphur, Louisiana, site of the state softball championships, the Hahnville Tigers lost a late lead in last year's finals before falling to St. Thomas More. This year, they were back in the final for another shot, and the opponent was Denham Springs. It was Hahnville with a 30-2 record taking on 19-10 Denham Springs in the championship match for the 5A crown. The Tigers from St. Charles Parish got on the board first as Courtney Dutry singled home the first run of the game in the third inning, 1-0 Hahnville. The fourth inning was the big one for Hahnville. They came up with 5 runs. The big hit was a double down the left field line by Dutry. Hahnville defeated the tournament's top seed Barb in the semifinals. It wasn't all defense for the Tigers. Denham Springs got 2 runs in the 6th inning, but an over-the-shoulder catch at the wall by Alexandra Freelou killed the rally. Junior pitcher Hannah Haydell went the distance and got the win. She was the losing pitcher last year. Hahnville picks up the school's first state title in softball with a 6-2 win over number 14 seed Denham Springs. In Class B, it was Oak Hill against Holden. They're scoreless in the 6th. 1 on for Oak Hill, and the catcher, Courtney Ivy, takes one over the wall for the top-ranked Lady Rams. It's Courtney's 3rd home run in 2 days. That made it 2-0. Amber Gerald would retire the side in the 7th, and Oak Hill wins state title number 7 in 10 appearances. Oak Hill 2, Holden 0. In the 4A class, Sam Houston got only 1 run in the game, but it was enough to win over Turlings Catholic. The Lady Panthers of Catholic of New Iberia were down by 2 runs, but came back to beat Bruley in 8 innings for the 3A title. For the 3rd year in a row, the Lady Eagles of Evangel Christian are queens of AA with an impressive 14-4 win over Kinder. Sydney Finch was the most outstanding player for Archbishop Hannon as the Lady Hawks won the school's first state title since relocating after Hurricane Katrina. And Claiborne Christian tried to make it 3 titles in a row, but Hackberry would have none of it. Hackberry is the Class C state champ. Remember, the LHSAA LHSCA Hall of Fame now has a home, and it's at the LHSAA offices in Baton Rouge. It's a chance to honor those who've made significant marks in prep athletics in the state of Louisiana. It is free and it's open to the public. The class of 2011 had 6 new inductees. One of those, Olympic medalist and Shreveport, Louisiana native Hollis Conway. He set meet records and won individual state titles in the high jump and long jump, indoors and outdoors in 1985. Hollis Conway was motivated to excel athletically, but not the motivation you may think.
I wanted a girlfriend, and the only way I could get a girlfriend was be an athlete, because I didn't have the looks, I didn't have the body, I didn't have the brain. But I knew if I was famous, I could get any girl I want, because they don't care about that stuff. And so I went out for football, and coach told me to go home. I didn't get a chance to try out, and went out for basketball, got cut. I went out for track and field, just tried every event, and the only thing I made the team in was the high jump.
And he continued to jump high, ultimately clearing 7 feet 2 inches and over 50 feet in the triple jump. Hollis was undefeated as a senior and was the National Scholastic Indoor Champ in the triple jump. He says Louisiana had so much talent at the time, he had to succeed.
Well, I had a lot of competition. You know, as a high jumper, a guy named Brian Brown out of New Iberia, Don Gibbs out of Huntington. There were a few other people who before us were jumping, but we were competing to be the first to jump 7 feet. And even through my junior year, competition drives you. You want to be the best. We had some triple jumpers at our school that were a little bit better than me, and when you're a competitor, you compete. And you don't think about records, you don't think about those. Those things come later. My success was not built on everything that I did for myself. I was surrounded by a lot of people, and God just blessed me with an incredible talent.
Talent he developed and put to good use. Hollis Conway was a 6-time All-American and winner of the NCAA high jump title 3 times at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. But his days as a Fair Park Gator shaped his life.
Everything that I accomplished, I can go back and pinpoint to something that somebody taught me or the things that I did back in high school.
If a school would like to nominate someone for the LHSAA LHSCA Hall of Fame, you can find a nomination form on the LHSAA website. When we return, we crown our bowling state champs and a reminder about a change in format for a championship event next year. Welcome back. Let's move to bowling, where the finals were held at Acadiana Lanes in Lafayette. Playing at home was not enough to get Lafayette High over the hump in the girls' competition. It was St. Louis of Lake Charles with the win, 18-9. The singles state champ was Angela Falgu of St. Michael's, followed by Kayleen Adams of South Lafourche, and Hannah Ryan of Benton was third. The boys' team title went to Barb High of Lake Charles. The Buccaneers beat the Brother Martin Crusaders 22-5. Barb can boast of being co-state champs, though. Mark Minton and Paul Beglas are both state champs. Alex Woolard of Acadiana came in third. And don't forget about changes in format next year for the boys and girls basketball championships. Boys and girls semifinals will be combined for 2012 and 2013. They'll move from Lafayette to CenturyTel Center in Bossier City, March 8th through the 10th. The semifinals will be held at 3 regional sites: Southeastern University in Hammond, the Civic Center in Lake Charles, and the University of Louisiana at Monroe from Thursday, February 28th to Saturday, March 2nd. It's an effort to bring the semifinals to the fans instead of the fans going to the semifinals.
There will be a minimum of 8 games at each of the 3 sites. Could be as many as 11 games because there's 28 games that have to be played among those 3 sites. The higher ranked team of the games will get the quote-unquote home game.
That's our show for today. We will be back next month with a look at the final championship of the year, baseball. And Commissioner Kenny Henderson recaps the 2010-2011 school year for us. Thanks for watching. I'm Kim Holden.